Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
In a nation where the youth are the driving force, a movement was born to inspire change and foster a brighter future.
NYFA was inspired by His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar to empower the Nigerian youths and create a better Nigeria for all.
Our objectives are clear: to mobilize Nigerian youths, promote democratic values, and support the ideals of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. With a presence in all 36 states and the FCT, NYFA is structured to mobilize youths at the grassroots level, empowering them to become agents of positive change. From community development projects to advocacy campaigns, NYFA is making tangible impact on the lives of Nigerian youths.
I urge all Nigerian youths to join this movement. Together we can create a brighter future for ourselves, our communities, and our nation.
Join us today and become a part of a movement that's shaping the future of Nigeria. Nigerian Youth for Atiku NYFA, empowering youths, enhancing Nigeria.
Full of gold, just like Professor Gold. A woman with substance and a heart of gold. The land is full of gold, just like Professor Gold. A woman with substance and a heart of gold. President of NYFA, who will take us far? NYFA is saying no to business as usual. Tired of corruption, tired of extortion. We're tired of leaders when no get certificates.
Your Excellencies, the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, Your Excellency, the my Deputy Governor of the state, Professor
gentlemen and ladies
full of gold, just like Professor Gold. A woman with substance and a heart of gold. The land is full of gold, just like Professor Gold. A woman with substance and a heart of gold. Is it the life of who we take us far? NYFA, you say no to business. Tired of it.
Right. I must say Nigerians are blessed to have someone like Professor as one of us. For her to think out about NYFA is a good initiation. Please, I would urge everyone to come on board so that we can make Nigeria great again. If Americans are still trying to make America great again, I think together we can make Nigeria great again. Right. I'm going to say NYFA and I want you to respond. A greater Nigeria is possible. Yes? NYFA! NYFA! Louder this time. NYFA! Good. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Right. A greater Nigeria is indeed possible. But it's not going to be possible if you're not part of it. It needs you and I to be part of it. We're getting there. The next item is our inaugural speech. Before I call on the person who is going to give us the speech, let me tell you a bit about him. Some of us might know him, some of us may not know him. Let me meet the page. Right, ladies and gentlemen, to give us the inaugural speech will be His Excellency Professor Eleka. He is the former Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, yes, and a distinguished academic, seasoned public servant and devoted community leader. He served as the Deputy Governor of Ekiti State and was the gubernatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the year 2018, representing Ekiti State. Okay, if you want to know how he was born and raised, you've got your paper there. But just listen to this. Professor Eleka began his academic career in the year 1990 as a graduate assistant and rose to the rank of associate professor. He taught in the Department of Building of OAU for over 2 decades. Okay, if you want to know what he specialized on, please read the paper. As Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, Professor Eleka made significant strides in education. Under his leadership, Ekiti State moved from 34th to 11th position in the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Somebody was thinking of clapping somewhere. Moving from 34th to 11th. He deserves a better clap. Thank you. Thank you. He is a man of deep faith and humility. Professor Eleka is an ordained pastor in the Christ Apostolic Church worldwide. His dedication to public service and education has earned him numerous accolades. But that includes the Service Leadership Award from the University of Pittsburgh in USA. Round of applause for him. Right. Professor Eleka is known for his unwavering commitment to excellence, service leadership, and empowerment of the youth. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Professor, His Excellency Professor Kolakbo Olushola Eleka.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, my dear father, my role model, the man that has mentored millions, including my very good person, though not too close yet. I have seen a lot to imitate the life of my father. A man who has given himself to excellence in education. A man who, at his very old age, decided to go for masters. A man who will always ensure he organizes for himself and his family with things that he pass knowledge, business, and some other very important issues that happen in his life. I'm just telling our father something that our father said to me. And that is the person of our father, former vice president, and incoming president by the grace of God. His Excellency, Atiku Abubakar, of Nigerian. Let me also appreciate our sister, the founder and the president of NYFA, also Manuel C.W., an academic by excellence. Thank you for this great movement. This is a movement, and it's going to be very, very, very soon. Very rest assured of that. I fully recognize all distinguished personalities seated here. Sorry, I may not know you by name. Then my sister. I know very well. And the executives of NYFA and members of NYFA. Thank you very much for giving the youth another platform to express their support to our father, the man, the only man who refused to be intimidated within the political landscape of Nigeria today. Thank you all. We appreciate you. And this is an inaugural address for the Inauguration and Conference of the Nigerian Youth for Atiku, NYFA. I can't hear you. NYFA. If you cannot respond very well, right? The summary of all we are here for is that response. That is why you need somebody that can take us to that level. NYFA. Thank you very much. Let us say to you, a greater Nigeria is what? Possible. When you know that it is possible, nobody will intimidate you. Because you know you have to hold it. So, on this note, I want to thank the organizers and the leadership of NYFA for this opportunity you are giving me to give this address. I won't call this address my thoughts again. They are my thoughts and shared thoughts of like minds. Important to note that this discourse today is taking place at the right time. Consider the current events within the political space of the nation, and particularly pleased to be in the presence of youths that are eager for a positive change, youth that are eager to see a greater Nigeria coming into place. And I have no doubt that today's conversation inspire everyone present here, NYFA in particular, towards this common goal of promoting electoral integrity, peaceful elections, and good governance in Nigeria. Your Excellencies, distinguished personalities, and members of NYFA, the theme of this conference, which I've been asked to speak on, is enhancing electoral integrity through liberalization, coalition building, and violence prevention. This theme holds significant relevance in Nigeria's political landscape. So let me be on freedom of association and expression are not options in a democracy. How many leaders can say that? They are fundamental rights. And alongside standard pillars of a just and functional democratic society when we see a couple of my lecture issues I was holding. What are the pillars? The people, the rule of law, credible elections, and accountability. Now, undermine any of these, and democracy itself begins to crumble, begins to diminish. As someone who holds fast to this value, can you please three closer for our party? As someone you see boldly there who holds fast to these values, Your Excellency, let me talk to you. I can speak without thinking like this and talk. Your Excellency, just some 2 days ago, in our ministry council, I had the opportunity of interacting with a very young guy. I was telling her that I will be in Nigeria for this program. He said that you told me I don't like Atiku. I don't like Atiku. So why is it that you don't like Atiku? What has Atiku done? You say Atiku is corrupt. I asked him and I asked her again, has she been articulated that she was ever indicted by any court? He said no. He said, okay, I said, okay, I think I can understand where you are coming from. He has a friend. The father of the friend is from university. And the guy is just a businessman. And I asked her a question. I said, yes, on Wike's group. She said yes. I said, no wonder you are talking like this. And I sat her down and I explained. Have you ever heard that Atiku was ever linked to the murder of any person? Have you ever heard that Atiku was ever linked to carrying drug? Have you ever heard that Atiku does not have a history? Have you ever heard that Atiku's primary school, secondary school, higher education are shrouded in mystery? And I ask her a question. If you tell somebody, ask somebody else, where are you from? You'll be bold enough to say, I'm from so town. You'll be able to tell them your primary school and your secondary, say, yes. I say, good. We need leaders who are transparent. We need leaders who are able to show us good examples. We need a high road leader, not the low road leader. At the end, sir, I was happy and that it was considered with all this you have said. I never knew this. So I said, you are going to clock 18 this year. You go and register. Next election, you are voting for Atiku. Sir, because you are one that holds fast to these values, democratic values. You said in your statement that you bear no grudges against anyone for exercising their right to political alignment. Defections, alliances, and realignments are part and parcel of democratic politics. We have seen them before and we'll see them again. I'm quoting you, sir. As the nation therefore strives for robust democracy, it faces challenges that threaten the integrity of electoral processes. Therefore, this team presents us with another opportunity to discuss strategies to develop resilience. Take note of that. To develop resilience in the face of electoral injustices, to enhance electoral integrity, deepen democracy, and to ensure peaceful commitment to national unity, development, stability, and security. Through insightful discussions on digitalization, the power of coalition, and strategies for violence prevention, we can explore a pathway to strengthen electoral integrity in Nigeria. Now, let's take a look at the current political situation in Nigeria. We know that Nigeria is a country that is rich in diversity, comprising of over 250 ethnic groups and numerous political affiliations. However, this diversity that should have actually been used by our leadership to bring us together often translates into a fragmented political landscape where partisan interests can undermine the democratic process. The country has experienced numerous electoral challenges, including widespread corruption, ruthless suppression of major opposition parties vote in certain sections of the country through questionable cancellations, ballot box snatching, and because the victims in quote, they are not victims, but I just call them victims, want to protect their integrity in quote, or that of their godfathers who enthroned them, and avoid the wrath of the almighty in quote, EFCC, who have their dossiers. It is obvious that these defections are not sincerely born out of ideological convictions. The rule is, join APC today, your sins are forgiven. We are witness and still witnessing irrational decisions of some top leaders of an opposition party, precisely my party, PDP, working against the party, and unfortunately without sanction. They have become untouchable semi-gods. And these people, under the guise of discontentment with the outcome of a transparent presidential primary, they started working against the party. Unfortunately, these political miscalculations have bred the loss of trust from the electorate, who were to be guided rightly in exercising their civic responsibility during election. The electorate will therefore need to be properly educated. From NYFA, listening to that. The electorate will therefore need to be properly educated. That's our responsibilities now as youths. And enlightened, I'll just give you an example of enlightening a young girl who will soon become a voter. And enlightened to see properly into the non-beneficial motives behind these unglamorous defections. Considering the scenario alerted above, major opposition parties today are beset with the crisis of confidence, fractionalization at all levels of their structure, sponsored and unending legal tussles serving to weaken the parties further, inherent culture of impunity, helpless national working committees, intentionally made ineffective reconciliatory mechanisms, etc. Both the voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau in these circumstances belong to the ruling party, whose main goal is to maintain control and silence opposition. These political warlords have continuously embarked on achieving this ignoble role, and one clear area to master and take control is the electoral process. It has become Operation Grab It by all means. If you are dissatisfied with the outcome, go to court, knowing fully that the compromised judicial institution has largely lost the trust of the electorate. I love a place in the Bible that I usually read. The evil man, you don't just face the evil man, you send the wicked messenger to the evil man. In Yoruba, it says, Ọmọ iná là rán síná. When you see an evil man, if you want to confront an evil man, you also send the wicked messenger to the evil man. God will help us to decode that. Electoral injustices had extensively enthroned political leaders that have no serious plan for the nation's development. A good number are bereft of what good governance is all about. Hence, the nation's woes had become compounded, such as evident within the socio-economic and political landscape under this present ruling party. Issues of, I want you to take note of the first letter in each of these words, and then you will know what it means. If I tell you the acronym of my name, you know what it means. But take note of the first words. Number one, issues of terrorism. Number two, insecurity, impunity, incompetence, indiscipline, institutional decay and capture. Number three, nepotism. Number four, underdevelopment, bad policies, undemocratic tendencies are clearly evident within the Tinubu administration. Also, take note of this, abuse of power, that is arrogance and obsession for power. You could imagine a man who rose to the platform of relevance by portraying democratic virtues and yet getting there and working against democracy. Abuse of power, harsh economic conditions. Recent IMF report shows us that we are retrogressing economically. Manipulation and misguided strategies. Evidential civil discontent. Then divisions and long-getting attributes of Mr. Ahmed's administration. Others include blackmailing weak opposition leaders to submission, organized political banditry, lack of ideological convictions, hence lies, and finally absolute failure. You start with terrorism and end with what? Absolute failure. I can defend this anywhere. That is Mr. Bola's administration. Nigeria's therefore current challenges therefore demand competence and leadership. Capacity to confront them. We need someone with vision and right knowledge, a high road leader to fix Nigeria's fundamental issues. This is why we keep calling on our father, our leader and our father, Atiku Abubakar in NYFA. Atiku is a voice that cannot be silenced. Those who are close to me will realize that severally for more than 2 years, when we are talking about PDP in Ekiti State, I tell them, I say, look, they say, we are going to win election. I say, look, don't disturb yourself. Look at what is happening at the national. Until the leaders at the national are able to queue behind one man, who is the only one that can take us to that promised land, Atiku Abubakar, I said nothing will happen. They are now telling me today, 2 years ago, that, Prof, you said it. Atiku is a voice that cannot be silenced, a qualified warrior who will not kneel down to the enemy begging for mercy. A man with a strong and intelligent mind. You know, Albert Einstein said something. Say, weak people revenge. Strong people forgive. Intelligent people ignore. Can you see that in our father? Good. Strong people forgive. Am I right? Yes. Intelligent people do what? Ignore. If you know Atiku Abubakar very well, you understand what I'm saying. Who is unrelenting in his mission to rescue Nigeria? This gathering is in his name. It's our number one on the line of like minds who are bent on upholding their political beliefs and vision for a united, strong, and prosperous Nigeria, and for a better future for Nigeria. Therefore, as youths, that is NYFA, following in his footsteps, our anger at the obvious retrogressive leadership tendency currently in display within the political landscape should be channeled into building a better future. Since godfatherism and unethical compromise have destroyed the once viable political platforms, Father, please take note of this, sir. Alternative platforms are needed. And that will be as soon as possible. There is a need to grow up structures for the alternative platform. I repeat that again. Since godfatherism and unethical compromise have destroyed the once viable political platforms, alternative platforms are needed. Hence, the reason for new realignments, the reason for coalition building, the reason for new realignments, and therefore coalition building is needed to ensure a secured future for the youth of this nation. Baba, you have the years you have ahead, sir, is very small compared to what we have. Doctor, what my doctor sister has. That means that any struggle today, my colleague youths, my fellow youths, any struggle today, Atiku Abubakar has become what he wants to become in life. Any struggle today is to secure the future for you and I. And this is my own reasoning, and I believe you will reason along with me. Kofi Annan in 2001 said, we cannot secure amidst starvation. What are we having in Nigeria? We cannot build peace without alleviating poverty. I'm quoting Kofi Annan in 2001. We cannot build freedom on foundations of injustice. A safer world is only a vain hope when conditions are hostile to justice and well-being. Therefore, securing the future simply means saving the future from dangers or threats, making guided decisions from now for the future. Coalition building is one of the guided decisions. Securing our tomorrow, saving our next days to come. Hence, as NYFA, we are stakeholders. I'm challenging you. And the need to give this go our all. NYFA, are we going to give it our all? Yes. Are we going to give it our all? Yes. The actions of our fathers today are to secure the future of this nation. To our leaders, I'm speaking to our leaders now, represented by our father. Youth engagement is essential. That's why NYFA is a platform for that. These have been defined by the Youth Leadership Institute as the active, empowered, and intentional partnership with youths as stakeholders, problem solvers, and change agents in their community. Simply, the participation of youths, the collaboration with youths, and input from youths in decision-making process. Electoral integrity. In recent years, Nigeria has made strides towards improving the electoral process, notably with the introduction of technology in voting. However, much remains to be done to overcome the legacy of election malpractices deeply rooted in the system. We have beavers. We were told that we have INEC IRF. They transmit results. But when you take cases to the court, the Supreme Court will tell you these are not legal requirements because they are not backed by statutory requirements. So, what are we saying? Technology halfway deployed. Without statutory backing, we are still back to square one. Transmission of results, and yet we are collating results manually. These are ways of electoral dishonesty, of bringing electoral dishonesty. So, the word integrity, therefore, means honesty, and so on and so forth. I believe you understand that. Therefore, electoral integrity refers to adherence to agreed upon standards, principles, and procedures in the conduct of election. It encompasses free and fair elections, transparency regarding electoral process, holding electoral official candidates and parties accountable for their actions, equal opportunities, protection of voters' rights, non-violent participation, among others. Electoral integrity is crucial to ensure the legitimacy of elected governments and institutions, to build public trust in the electoral process and government institutions, and promote democratic stability by minimizing conflict and violence. Now, let me go to enhancing electoral integrity through digitalization. We're going to take a look at the three: coalition building, and then violence prevention. Just brief submissions. If you have questions later, you can always ask the questions. Digitalization or digitization both mean the same thing. It's characterized by electronic and especially computerized technology. It represents a transformative approach to increasing electoral integrity. The adoption of technology in various stages of the electoral process. Now, take note, in various stages of the electoral process, from voter registration to vote casting and result collation and transmission, holds the potential to minimize human errors and reduce electoral fraud. But from what we have seen, without statutory backing, we are back to square one. They will wait for us at the Supreme Court. After doing all the manipulations, let's take note of that. So we are talking about electronic. We can apply digitalization through electronic voting system, digital voter registration, open data initiatives, and then social media and advocacy. I'm summarizing. Coalition building for electoral integrity. This includes cross-party alliances, engagement with civil society, and building public trust. Now, coalition building, this is very, very important, please. Among political parties, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders is essential for fostering electoral integrity. Collaborative efforts can result in a united front against electoral malpractices. With respect to addressing our nation's leaders' political miscalculation, the ultimate goal should be to provide and present to Nigerians viable alternative in 2027. This should be the uncompromising resolve of the opposition within and outside of the ruling party. There is opposition within the ruling party. Maybe you don't know. We need them, and we are going to bring them in. And other concerned Nigerians, let us resolve not to succumb. NYFA, we must not succumb to intimidation coming from the government machinery. Our revered national leader, Baba Obasanjo, was recently alleged to have said 2027 election is unwinnable without alliance. I didn't want to mention the other side. Declaring Tinubu's grip on power unshakable without war. This implies individual candidature without alliance does not stand a chance of defeating the incumbent in 2027. That is a fact. This assertion is indicative of the well-entrenched undemocratic tendencies of the ruling party and the extent to which they can go on to hold on to power. Key institutions have been compromised to ensure continuity of second term of this government. 2023 episodes of fragmentation among the major presidential officials should thus be discouraged. 2023 episodes of fragmentation among major presidential officials should thus be discouraged. Therefore, to ensure successful coalition building, the following factors should be noted. Number one, this is for us as NYFA. Adoption of a neighbor-to-neighbor and house-to-house campaign strategies to educate the electorate on the need for massive voter participation. 2, building a strong foundation, this is for our fathers now, of loyal, sincere, and dedicated members early enough, sir, to foster a sense of unity and purpose among like men. Avoidance of culture of impunity, evidence in imposition and godfather syndrome at all levels. Extensive youth engagement. Young, dynamic, creative, resilient, and visionary people must be placed at the center of the agenda. 5, leaders of the movement must be driven by common purpose, ideology, and love for the nation. Number 6, proper scrutiny, sir, to expose opportunists swarming around our leaders and masquerading as the leaders' persons. Men and women of integrity driven by purpose, patriotism, nationalism, and conviction are needed in the forefront. Full representation in every polling unit across the nation. NYFA, you must have membership in every polling unit. Strategic political planning, taking far beyond social media activism, exploring opportunities for inclusiveness and expansion brought up by some form of silent uprisings in certain sections of the country. Then be wary of infiltration. The devil in the Bible has no new method. The dragon remains the dragon. His old method, he will keep on using it, can change the pattern. So let us beware of what? Infiltration. A philosopher once said, if you tried and failed, you will have temporary regret. But if you fail to try, you will have permanent regret. We are not going to be tired of trying. We'll keep on trying. And violence prevention, is very obvious to us that violence prevention is actually a key factor in electoral integrity. When we're able to prevent violence, that is when we can be sure that the electoral process can go seamlessly. Through violence, rigging, ballot stuffing, and manipulations take place. There is a need for pre-election security measures. There is a need to promote peaceful campaigns, a need for conflict resolution frameworks, timely announcement of resource, and I said, putting in place electoral reforms immediately and now, pushing for it now, not after the rigging has taken place. For example, direct transmission of resource at polling units to curb prevalent dubious coalitions at higher levels. They are saying there is no statutory backing. Let there be statutory backing. A statutory requirement to back that electronic transmission of resource. Conclusion, enhancing electoral integrity in Nigeria through digitization, coalition building, and violence prevention is an essential step towards strengthening democracy. The interplay of these elements hold the promise of creating a more transparent and accountable electoral process, ultimately fostering public trust in the political system. As advocates for continuous engagement and reform, we must remain committed to nurturing a political environment where every citizen can exercise their right to vote freely and without fear. We must be ready to resist suppression of free speech, legitimate political advertisement, NYFA advertisement while being blocked in some quarters, and opposition voices. A silence and closed mouth is synonymous with an encaged destiny. It is time to engage in active and sustained political participation, including intentional radio and television political discussions by NYFA branches, massive youth engagement on the street campaigns, and profound social media propaganda is non-negotiable. There must be synergy among the different leaders. I'm talking to our father now. There must be synergy among the different leaders of the different arms of the coalition. The same goes to their followers. In union terminology, we say an injury to one is an injury to all. If NYFA is cooperating with Atiku Abubakar, an injury this time around to NYFA is an injury to Atiku. An injury to Atiku is an injury to NYFA. And we followers must have this understanding. By joining hands in this collective effort, we can pave the way for future generations to enjoy a robust democratic experience in Nigeria. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we can do better than that. Let's give him a better round of applause, please. That was more than an inaugural speech. You know when somebody, they answer professor, He's not a professor for nothing. Oh my God. I think he thought he was teaching his students. You see that booklet when he carried for hand, he reached 16 pages. Thank God for timing. We for day here reach next tomorrow. But he done justice to it. Let's give him another round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Right. I'm sure we all listened while he spoke. Yes, I'm going to just take 2 questions. Can someone please handle one microphone for me? All right, my brother there, can you ask your question? Is anybody available to? I need this on. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Eleka. My name is Adebisi Adiola. I am the Southwest Zonal Coordinator for Nigeria Youth for Atiku, and I am very pleased to be here. And for some of us who are very closer with Professor Kola Eleka, we are not surprised with that such robust lecture. If you give him another 1 hour's time, he will continue dishing it out as if the thing is just stuck somewhere. So thank you, sir, for that insightful presentation and inaugural lecture. My own question is that, over the time we've had, electoral reform from our INEC, for over years. And since all this, we've been having series of electoral reform. And given the last presidential election in 2023, we also noticed that there is a lacuna in, the electoral, act that gave INEC, the privilege to collate results manually. And that actually gave, INEC that, a leeway to manipulate, election results during the 2023 election. And of course, when they got to court, the court interpreted that, INEC can, collate results, manually. And I think this is very also important for the media to help us echo, for the Nigerian people to raise up their voice against this lacuna, right? There is a need for us to tell the National Assembly people to look at how to eradicate this clause from the Electoral Act. Because if this clause still remains in the Electoral Act, then it means that whatever electoral reform we are doing, it means that there is nothing we are doing. So, sir, I want to ask, what would be your reaction to this clause of giving INEC that, privilege to collate results manually, given the, digitalization in electoral process? That is my question, sir.
You can pass the microphone to him, please.
Well, thank you. In a way, you have already answered the question, okay, even with your explanation. It is either that clause is totally removed, because if you are training a graduate and you call him half-baked graduate, of what use is half-baked graduate? Neither here nor what, nor there. If we are going for electronic transmission, let it be explicitly stated in the Electoral Act that we are going for electronic transmission. Any other clause that contradicts that should be outrightly removed. If we know we are not ready for electronic transmission, then there is no point bringing it in at all. Let's know that we are still living in the 20th century, that we still want to be doing manual what? Collation. Everybody will then prepare for manual collation. Nobody will be, we start thinking of there's something going to be an electronic transmission. So for me, I believe it's either that clause is totally removed, right? Or we stick to the manual collation. But in this era, is quite an index of underdevelopment if we are still talking about manual collation. So National Assembly, we should put the pressure on them. They should remove that clause. That is a better route to take, and introduce complete electronic transmission. That's my submission.
Thank you. Thank you. I have one lady there. Let's just give one lady a chance, the one wearing blue, to ask her question. Thank you. Can someone move?
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Erica. His Excellency, I kind of want to make a comment. Okay, so recent news has highlighted that the INEC is rescheduling the permanent voters card. I kindly want to ask, what is the guarantee of a free and a fair election without a PVC? Thank you.
She's just asked His Excellency, if they abolish the PVC, how are we guaranteed a fair and a free election?
Well, thank you. That is a very good question. That is neither here nor there. When I say neither here nor there are concerns and there are possibilities. You see, you can still do without PVC. But then, we know the system which we're operating, the Nigerian system. So, have we developed to that extent? If you go through my paper, I think on page 7, I said electronic voting system, implementing user-friendly electronic voting and transmission systems can simplify the voting process and enhance transparency. Then digital voter registration, complete digital voter registration, streamlined and transparent digital voter registration processes can reduce ghost voters and ensure that only eligible citizens participate in election. Additionally, please take note of this, utilizing biometric verification can help confirm the identities of voters at polling units. You see, biometric verifications and digital recognition are two tools, but would they allow the system to work? I've seen cases where somebody's biometrics could not be captured even by the beavers, right? And yet they say, go ahead and do what? And vote. And that is why we need civil society organizations to put pressure. We must start learning how to do the right thing. For me, I believe I won't go against voting without PVC. We should have gone beyond that. We should have gone beyond that. But then, the system we are going to put in place, will it be effective? That is the question. We are in the 21st century. Gradually, we are leaving the 21st century. Should we still continue to use the 28th century tools to address 21st century challenges? No. And let me say this, that is where our father comes in. I have studied him. You may not know that so many people are studying him, reading a lot about him, right? We need somebody who is modern. We need somebody who thinks ahead. Somebody who is technologically savvy, who understands what it means to use 21st century tools to address 21st century challenges. And the pressure must be there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, because of time constraint, we're going to move ahead. Due to time constraints, we're going to take this forward. Please, if you have any more questions, put them down, give it to any of the protocols, and we will make them available to His Excellency. One way or the other, you will get your answers. So before we go ahead, let me recognize the presence of Ambassador Professor Mohammed Ghana. He's joined us all the way from Kwara State. Is he here? Raise your hand so we can recognize you. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to go straight into the inauguration proper. the reason why you and I are here. I'm going to introduce the NYFA executives and the state coordinators. They are going to join me here at the podium, and we will take it up from there. Are we ready to do this? Okay. First to join me will be the president of NYFA herself. That is the person of Professor Gold C.W. Emmanuel. She's the president of NYFA. She'll be joining me here at the podium. Following her will be the vice president of NYFA, Dr. Griston Echo Emmanuel. Can you please join us, please? Assistant Deputy President, Honorable Victor Bassi. Please, can we come up as I mention names? Let's do this very quickly. Assistant Vice President, Ambassador Abiodun Molara Williams. Please come upstairs. Join me here at the podium. Let's make our way very quickly. Director General, the Acting Director General, Honorable Moshood Olarewaju Babatunde. If you're available, please join us. National Coordinator, Honorable Moshood, Olarewaju Babatunde. Okay, you're wearing two caps. All right. Deputy National Coordinator, Honorable Dauda Korijo. Are you here? Please make your way up here. Director Special Duties, if you're here, please join us. Honorable Nee Adams, if you're here, join us. Deputy Director Social Media, Honorable James Prophet Tello. If you're here, please join us. As you hear your name, please join us very quickly. Director Communications, Honorable Dare Dada. If you're here, please join us. Deputy Director Research and Strategy, Honorable Kunle Oshobi. If you're here, please join us. Thank you. Deputy Regional Coordinator, North Activist Mustafa Labaran. Please join us. Zonal Coordinator, Southwest, Honorable Adola Adebisi. Please join us. Zonal Coordinator, Southeast, Honorable Hassan Olugu. If you're here, please join us. Deputy Diaspora Coordinator, Honorable Collins Idahosa. Please join us. Head of Technology, Dr. Ako Augustus. Please join us as well. Head of Gen Z, Honorable Jira Julius. If you're here, please make your way down. Director Buruburu Head, Adebayo Tokbe. If you're here, please join us as well. UK Coordinator and Deputy Chief of Staff to NYFA President Chief David Ani Okoro. I don't know if he's here. No? Okay. USA Coordinator Dr. Safiano Saidu Ali. Is he here? Okay. And the Secretary, Joy Melissa Wisdom. Is Joy Melissa Wisdom here? Right. I will go straight to the NYFA state coordinators as well. They need to join us. Abia state coordinator is here, Jerika Kennedy. Here, Jerika Kennedy, is he here? Adamawa state coordinator, Umar Koringa Jada. Akwa Ibom state coordinator, Eselbong Emmanuel. Anambra state coordinator, Eze Chukwu Hyacinth. Bauchi State Coordinator, I don't have the name. Bayelsa State, Honorable Collins Baker. Benue State, Honorable Makandi Eje. Borno State Coordinator, Sainsbury's Ibrahim. Cross River State Coordinator, Julius Iam. Please, if these ones are here, please join us as well. Delta State Coordinator, Chief Wisdom Gara. And Ebonyi State is Honorable Prince Wale Benjamin. Edo State is Honorable Osaze Ero. Ekiti State is Honorable Daramola Zacchaeus. Enugu State is Honorable Ikechukwu Nemezia. If you're here, please join us. Gombe State is Saidu Osman Ibrahim. Imo State is Lady Felicia Uche Chijioke. Jigawa State is Shamsuddin Malaye. Kaduna State is Shamsuddin Lawal. Kano State is Yahaya Gako. Pardon me if I'm not pronouncing your names correctly. 20, Katsina State is Hadiza Ibrahim. Kebbi State is Usman Mano. Kogi State is Omosayin Victor. Kwara State is Haliru Kasina. Lagos State is Oladepo Adeyemi. Nasarawa State is Jibrin Isa. Niger State is Tijani Mohammed. Ogun State is Awoyemi Victor. Ondo State is Akinroyele Eranlawo. Osun State is Owolabi Tohei. Oyo State is Isiaka Said. Plateau State is Musa Abdullahi. Rivers State is Love God Weze. Sokoto State is Nafiyu Yayaha. Taraba State is Anas Shaibu. Yobe State, Suleiman Mohammed Abdullahi. Zamfara State is Musa Isa. And FCT Abuja is Mohammed Lawal Kirby. Can we give them a round of applause, please? Ladies and gentlemen, before me here, these are the executive and the NYFA state coordinators nationwide. Can we please welcome them? Give them a round of applause. The affirmation. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness now is for them to read out and agree to the affirmation. Barrister Dr. Adun, if you're here, please come and lead us through that. It's a legal process. They are going to abide to what they are pledging to do, so we need a legal entity to take us through that. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. You are going to repeat after me. And so you call your name, and when we get to the office, if you're president, you repeat as president of NYFA. If you're vice president, you repeat vice president, and ditto for all. Okay. Ditto for all the other offices. If you're a state coordinator, you repeat your state name as coordinator for Benue State or coordinator for Ekiti State. So, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to NYFA and to His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar GCON as of the Executive Committee of NYFA. I will perform my functions honestly, to the best of my ability, faithfully, and in accordance with the rules and regulations of NYFA, the law, and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives of NYFA and the deepening of the democratic space through multi-party system and I will preserve and protect and defend NYFA and the political ideas of His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar GCON, and I will abide by the law and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at all times. So help me God. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Barrister, for taking us through that. Congratulations to all the executive and state coordinators of NYFA. Stand where you are. We are going to take group photograph with our daddy. So let's invite daddy to the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the father of the day. Daddy, you are coming for the photograph. Just take the photograph. Okay. Can we keep clapping, please? Let's encourage him. Daddy will stand in the middle. His Excellency, Professor Aleka, can you come up as well, please? Yes, some of us can, yes. Please, whatever you do, don't suffocate daddy. We don't have two daddies. Don't suffocate him. Those of us who are very, very tall can stand at the back. Let's smile as well. Keep smiling. Yes. It's an opportunity to serve your nation. Somebody once said Nigerian youths are lazy, but NYFA is recognizing the potentials in our Nigerian youths. Funny enough, our Nigerian youths make waves all over the world. If you go to abroad, Nigerian youths, in the NHS system, Nigerian youths, even in America, Nigerian youths, and yet we say our youth are lazy. How can we phantom that? Ladies and gentlemen, if we have finished taking the photograph, please make our ways downstairs so that daddy can give us his speech. Yes. Can we make our steps downstairs? Let's go back to our seats so that daddy can give us his speech. Everybody, deserts, take your seats, please. Can I just welcome former Minister of Police Affairs, Alhaji Adamu Maina Waziri. We are happy you are here, sir. Yes, the former Minister of Police Affairs. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's take our seats very quickly. I want the house to be very quiet. The father of the day is going to speak to us very quickly. Can we please give him a round of applause, please? We can do better than that. Round of applause to our daddy, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON. Can we please welcome him to the podium, please? Thank you, sir.
The president of NYFA and founder as well, members of the national executive, states, and wards of NYFA, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all thank God Almighty for this day. I particularly want to welcome all our state's representatives, and particularly our guest lecturer, the former Deputy Governor of Ekiti State, for a very brilliant presentation. It's not that it is unexpected anyway. Let me move on to congratulate the founder and members of this very patriotic and responsible organization. The entire organization is dedicated to the development of our youth, who are the future leaders of our country. Just don't see yourselves as youths. See yourselves as the leaders of this country in the future. And commit and dedicate yourselves to the promotion and advancement of our democratic processes that will lead us to a much more united and prosperous country. I have been in politics since my student days and still in politics. Why? Because I wanted to see a better future, not for me, but for my kids who are seated here today. Like I used to tell my children that I have achieved all what I can achieve. What I am doing today is not about myself. It's about your own future. I have listened to a number of issues raised, particularly by the guest lecturer, and also the questions put to him by members of this assembly. Let me go back to electoral process. When we witnessed an improvement in our electoral process during Buhari's time, and he knew that if he signed that amendment, it could affect his re-election, he decided not to sign. He left it until he secured his second term before signing the amendment. Now we have a similar situation. There are amendments in the pipeline, but I don't see this president signing those amendments even if they are passed by the National Assembly, because he wants to exploit the loopholes that Professor Eleka highlighted in his address, that if they are blocked, we may see an improved electoral process. So we may end up still with half electoral and half manual. Half manual so that they can manipulate. But if they succeed in manipulating, it's your fault. Because we can stand up to them with people like you at the polling booths and at the collation centers. If they succeed, then you must have compromised. Because you are the type of people who are normally engaged in all those locations. So, ladies and gentlemen, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say your future is in your hands. It's not in anybody's hands, it's in your own hands. It's either you get up and protect your future, or you end up with no future at all. At my time, what we wanted to see was a return to democracy. We fought the military. I was nearly killed. I went on exile. There is nothing they did not do to me. But I wanted to see return to democracy. We have seen return to democracy. But has democracy provided us what we were expecting it to provide us? That now becomes your own responsibility. Ours is to guide you and give you the necessary leadership. And that is why I want to also use this opportunity to commend and thank the founder, the initiator, the leader of NYFA. This is a lady that we brought from abroad to help us in the last elections. She has no point, continuing to mobilize young men and women like you. But here she is today, dedicating her time, dedicating her resources to putting together such a very, very patriotic organization. So I want to pay tribute and commend her for her efforts. Well, as we say in Africa, if a woman can do this, what about the men? So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I honestly feel honored that such an organization, a national organization, is put together, not about me, but about the development of our democratic process, which can lead us to a better country for you in your future. Let me, therefore, in conclusion, again, pay tribute to Professor Gold Emmanuel and members of her team, statewide, local government-wise, and worldwide, for this incredible organization that has been put together in a very short time. And I hope you will continue to engage with, particularly, my point is that even if the National Assembly passes an electoral, which they will not, considering the leadership of the current leadership of the National Assembly, the Senate and the House of Reps, they cannot. But with your own pressure, they could be compelled to do it. It's doable. I remember the last Turkish presidential elections. I was sitting and watching the results come in electronically. And by the Turkish constitution, you must score 50% to be elected as a president. The current president scored 49.5%. There was no manual listing. But they said he didn't score 50%. We all know that, in our arithmetic or mathematics, we say if you get 49.5, you round it up to 50. Not so. That was what we were taught in school. They didn't round it up to 50. Instead, they ordered another round of election. The guy who came third with about 4% now endorsed the first candidate. And when the results were counted, it came out exactly 49.5 plus 4%. And Erdogan was declared winner. I didn't see anybody. I didn't I didn't see anybody, no collation, but it was all electronic. So there was no room for manual collation at the ward, at the local government, at the state, blah, blah, blah. And then you have an INEC chairman sitting with commissioners writing, absolutely nothing. So we really have a long way to go. There are challenges, but you must dedicate yourselves to confronting those challenges. If you don't dedicate yourself to confronting those challenges, you have no future. I thank you again once more for putting together such a wonderful organization. And I hope this organization will continue to contribute to the development of our democracy, particularly our electoral system or processes, so that we can have a fair electronic or rather electoral process. I thank you all for coming to this event, and I wish you the very best. God bless you all. Thank you.
Everybody come out, oh yeah. Make we support Atiku, oh yeah. Everybody come out, oh yeah. Make we support Atiku.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our Father of the Day a round of applause, please. If you want clap, clap. Right, ladies and gentlemen, you can agree with me that this event was put up with so much attention to it. We have just two people who will give us goodwill message before we round up this event today. Just goodwill messages before the Vice President, Dr. Greenstone Emmanuel, will come and give us the vote of thanks. Can I just invite Mr. Oladimeji Fabi, please? Mr. Oladimeji Fabi, he's going to give us his goodwill message, and that will be followed by Bolanle Sarumi. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, we all heard what Daddy said. In my language, they said the person begin when Papa send message. They use leg, break door. Daddy has given us his word today. He has confirmed this movement. So nobody will come and tell you who be NYFA, who endorsed them, where are they coming from. NYFA can now stand gidigam. Everybody make sure you get this t-shirt. If you see me, I'm wearing my own. Yes, I'm NYFA-ing already. If you see my back, it's got my name. It's got lioness on it, personified. So nobody can tell me NYFA is not NYFA. We are NYFA-ing. And that is said, if anything happens during the election, you cause them, us, we the youth. So we have now been empowered and encouraged. So let's go for it. Right, goodwill message. Thank you. You can use this one.
Okay. Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, my father, my mentor, by the special grace of God, Professor Leka has prophesied it, and is going to be the incoming and the next president of Nigeria. My job is just to give a few minutes goodwill messages. But let me recognize Professor Eleka. Let me recognize the members of the entourage of His Excellency, former Minister Maina Waziri, Alhaji Captain Yaya Abubakar, and my sister Umi Uwais. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without wasting much of our time, I recognize Professor Gold and the entire team of NYFA. Let me quickly say this before I leave here. Precisely July 2018, a young lady walked into my office at the Atiku Presidential Campaign Organization in Abuja. And then I never met her, and then she said, Oga, I've come to see you. I said, I don't know you. She said, I came to see you because somebody asked me to come and meet you. And I said, okay, that's fine. What do you want? She was wearing a shirt, maroon shirt and black trouser pants. And I said, what do you want? She said, I want to work for Atiku Abubakar. I said, from where? She said, I live in England, and I am the deputy chairman of PDP UK chapter. I said, okay, that's fine. So what do you know about Atiku Abubakar? She said, I've read a lot about Atiku, and I'm moved by a lot of things I represented. I said, see, my job in this office is anyone who walks into this office and tells me I am for Atiku Abubakar, my job is to welcome you, so you're welcome. And today, I am happy because His Excellency Atiku Abubakar has made a lot of us. He has mentored quite a lot of us. So today I'm happy that as one of my mentees, you put all of this together. Thank you very much, Professor Gold. God bless you. Because you have never looked back, and that's it. Now, thank you very much. I want to say this and to the members of the media here, because tomorrow, or in the next few minutes, what we are going to be saying is that Atiku has launched campaign team. No, please, members of the media, report this very well. Atiku has not launched any campaign team. This is a self-sponsored private organization that believes in the vision of His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. This is very critical. Members of the media, please. Because whenever it comes to Atiku, there's a way it's always looked like. When you go to Airport Road, when you go to Asokoro, you see billboard, you see signposts of presidents everywhere. Then members of media are not saying anything about it. Wike would have come out if it was to be Atiku or any other person. Hey, it's my territory. I am the FCT minister. Go and remove it. Wike would have done that. Media would have reported it. INEC would have issued a statement. Please report this event very well. Now, secondly, is the fact that today, for me, I'm very happy. And I know that Professor Eleka has done so much justice to the statement, to the presentation. For you, NYFA, your jobs are well cut out for you. This is not going to be us alone. As in the course of this journey, we are going to have so many other people joining us. You must open your hands, you must be objective, you must open your heart to welcoming them, because we are one family. I do not want to hear that there is crisis among Atiku political family. That will not help us. May God help you. Thank you very much, and God bless all of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just want to mention again what he said about campaign. This is not a campaign event. I haven't fly all the way from London to come do campaign here. What we want to do now to encourage our youth. It says Nigerian youth. It didn't say PDP youth. Yes, Nigerian youth. Anybody can be part of this platform. Nigerian Youth for Atiku, for everybody. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. We have Idomas, we have teams, we have everybody. I've met a whole lot of people inside this movement. So please, let's get it right. Can I call on Our Lady, Bolanle Sarome, to give us a goodwill message? A round of applause will be good. Thank you. Let's encourage her. She's flown all the way from UK. Looking at both of us, you go to say at the same mama bonus. We need to ask our papa question. No?
I know. It might be possible then. It might be possible. Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the one and only Atiku Abubakar. No one should fool us politically that any other candidate can remove the people in seat right now. There's no other candidate that can accumulate the votes that we need. There's no other person apart from His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. That name is everywhere. And I don't know what God has put on you, sir. God has put that love. I don't know your prayer man, sir. I think I need the person too. Wherever you hear his name, people are like, yes, I know him. I want to be part of him. I have a group all over Nigeria, people who have aspired for different seats. Till today, we're still on the Atiku mandate. We can't be tempted. We can't be bought. There's no amount of money they can give us that will make us drop the Atiku dream. Because it is a dream for a better Nigeria. I know it for a fact. And another thing that's delaying us, we need the obedience to quickly align. If they don't align, Excellency, your name is enough for you to find another Yoruba or Igbo woman to be your vice. I can tell you, sir, if Obi is still dancing and not coming to us, pick a woman, sir. The women of Nigeria will stand up and support your election. I can tell you for a fact, sir. We are fed up, we are tired. And like His Excellency says, guys, it's over to us. I've told him times when I see him that, how do you do it, sir? Don't you get tired? The mission, I think the Nigerian mission is like the Israelites' own, where God is ready to remove us from suffering, but we continue to go towards the wrong place, and I don't want that to occur anymore. 2027 is the year that we are going to get it right. We're going to get it right politically, guys. Now, when His Excellency says it's over to us, it's very simple. There is no thug that can come to your area and carry your votes unless you allow them to. And any governor that blocks us from doing what is right for us, for our future, you all know what we need to do when the time comes. Professor Eleka, your helicopter is waiting outside for you to protect you. Because you said valid things today. Thank you so much for not giving up. Now, Professor Gold, we share the same dreams, we share the same passions. We have the option to sit in England. The country works for its people, but we refuse to. We keep spending our resources back here in Nigeria. I even relocated. I live in Abuja now, so that we can have a better Nigeria, not just for us, for our children, and for all of us in this room. So don't dull it, don't sleep on the mission. No. Every day be ready and be prepared for us to take it 2027. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You've spoken well. I think our people say a word is enough for the wise. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just draw your attention to this. This platform is here to empower the youths. All right? We cannot mobilize and empower the youths with water, right? So if you are led in your spirit to support what NYFA has done today, please, I will urge you to come forward. Just allow the Lord to use you, yes? Okay, if you want to support this, our objective, you want to support our vision, our mission, you want to support what we are doing, you want to do that, in form of donation, in form of any support, please do come forward. Can I call on Uncle Shola? Uncle Shola, you want to tell us something? He said he's led in his heart to do something for NYFA. Let's give him that platform very quickly before I'll call on our Honorable Vice President to give us the vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, on behalf of the Omalicha NYFA President, Omalicha in Igbo means beautiful, our beautiful NYFA President, Professor Gold W.C. C.W. Emmanuel, I want to welcome everybody again. Thank you for doing her this honors. In fact, she's been panicking. Oh my God, I hope this event comes out right. If you know her, you know she's a perfectionist. You come and say, put it this way, carry and go this side. No, move on this side. Why this one come? But you can see she's smiling. That means she's very, very happy. And you and I have made it happen. Thank you so much. Let me give my honorable gentleman an opportunity to say something to us. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, Professor Olusola Eleka, I'd like to stand on all established protocols. NYFA is an idea that came to be. And it's an idea that I love, and I'm starting to look at it like something that is going to work if we execute and do the proper things. However, we know that birds do not fly with wings. So we need wings for NYFA to fly. On that note, I'm actually inspired today to kick this rolling by giving a donation, very modest one, of 10.5 million naira. Thank you very much.
Somebody have just given us 10.5 million naira. You're clapping like it's 10.5 naira. Okay, come and take your money back until they clap 10.5 million clap. Can you imagine? 10.5 no be more. Let's give him another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. 10.5 million. Thank you so much, so much, so much. That will go a long way. Honestly, there's been a lot of preparation and a lot of funding to make sure that this event happened today. Being the first one is going to be happening. There will be a lot of conferences, seminars, events, anniversaries, going on from now on. So they're all going to involve funding, a lot of huge resources. So please, on this note, if you want to support, if you're shy to come up here, okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Can I, okay, vote of thanks? I'm going to invite our Vice President, Dr. Greenstone Echo Emmanuel, the small man with big God. He is a wonderful person. He picked me up at the airport. He made sure I was settled in, and he's been doing a good job ever since. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it. When you come to London, I'll spoil you a little.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Greenstone Emmanuel. Your Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the GCON of Federal Republic of Nigeria, the incoming President of Nigeria 2027. It's a thing of honor for us to have you in our presence, sir. While we are most honored to have you because we know your time is not something that everybody can have easily. That is not to say that you are not accessible to the Nigerian youth. Thank you so much, sir. And then to the entourage of our daddy, we are watching every one of you closely. And we like the commitment you are giving to daddy. And some of you have become a source of inspiration to some of us. And anytime he moves, if you see his entourage is very presidential, that is something that gives some of us joy. So please, whatever you are doing, we pray that God in his infinite mercy will honor you as you have honored our daddy. And I want to also thank Atiku soldiers, my colleagues. We are equal. It's just that somebody has to lead. And I want to especially thank my president, Professor C.W. Good. I always refer to myself as your spare tire. Is when in your absence I will always come out to do that. Thank you for the honor. I know I don't have the qualification to do that, but still you selected me. Thank you so much. But before I move on with the vote of thanks, due to want of time, I know Jumat is very close. Some of us have to go and observe our prayer. I want to quickly draw attention to the typographic error we have with the name of Professor Eleka. I think he's written associate professor. He's not an associate professor. Please take note, press. He's a full-fledged professor. I'm correct, sir? All right, then. A few things I take from his lecture. He said, if you fail to try, you will leave it. If you fail to try, you will leave with a permanent problem. But if you try and fail, it's a temporary problem. Before now, I came with a mindset that vote will not be a problem come 2027. We know. But what we are looking at is how to sustain the vote at the end of the day. But Daddy has made it abundantly clear to all of us that we should defend our vote. So it's a call and he has charged us to do so. Quickly, please permit me to just take 1 minute of your time again. Daddy, what gives Nigerian youth the opportunity and the hope is when you speak and the leader listens with rapt attention. That is someone that whenever you're talking to him, he listens. Not just listening for listening's sake, he listens to understand your point of perception and perspective. The last time we visited in his residence, that was exactly 2 weeks ago. All through the 30 minutes or 40 minutes thereabout we were with him, he was paying attention. And every one of us that introduced ourselves to him, he was asking, how is Lagos State? How is Gombe? He was responding to everyone. That is something that gives us hope, sir. Nigerian youth, all we want is that sense of belonging. Please don't stop, sir. Thank you so much. And what I took from that day is that we begged him that he should give us the honor and the privilege to procure his presidential nomination form. We did ask for that favor. Ordinarily, he would have just said, yes, I'm in, but he didn't give us that affirmatively. Reason being that he told us that him and some other leaders of thought, they are working out something big, which is the coalition today. So we want you all to support the coalition so that we don't have a one-party state. And the reason is that he told us, hold on, when it is time for that, we are going to cross it. This is somebody that is very reliable and dependable. This is somebody we are talking to in private, but still he said he's still working with others, so he doesn't want to leave anyone behind. Thank you so much. We are observing you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. It has taken love for you to sit down here in the last 2.5 hours, okay, to listen to us. Thank you so much. Some of you came in as early as 7, 8, and you're still here. That means a lot. That means you have Nigerians' future in your heart, and together we'll make Nigeria possible again. We know that, don't we? Right. If you have this brochure, just check the last. Okay, Barrister Tafiwo. Am I right? He wants to donate something for us. Where is Barrister? Barrister Taffy, let's leave it at that. Barrister Taffy, is he here? Is it the one coming? Oh, you know, anointing is not by size. When he said they look for, I don't know, say that the person, anointing is true, not by size. Thank you, sir. Barrister, sir, I put it to you. You are a barrister.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't have left this place happy if I wouldn't be part of this. This, for me, is my own project. And then Taraba and Nigeria as a whole will be recovered in the coming general elections. And so, because this is my project, I want to join Honorable to round it up to 12 million with a donation of 500,000 naira. Thank you very much.
Barrister Taffy has just given us the sum of 500,000. Thank you. You want to say something? You want to donate for us? Come up, sir, very quickly. Please, after this, we will have to excuse our daddy, then we'll take it up from there. Thank you very much. Just one more, just one more.
Good afternoon, all. My mentor, former Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. My mentor, we are in the state of nature, whereby life is still solitary, nursery, brutish, and short. There is a need for us to come together to elect a leader that will wipe the tears from our faces. Much more importantly, God is dead. Marx is dead. Hobbes and Locke were comatose. I myself am not feeling too fine because of the state of nature. I want to contribute each and every quarter, whenever there is a discussion like this, I promise to make myself available. And much more importantly, I want to donate the sum of 1 million on behalf of my mentor. Thank you, Waziri.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your donation. Right, ladies and gentlemen, DJ, can you give us the national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, can we be on our feet, please? Let's be on our feet.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you. Thank you. Can we put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen, as we bid our daddy farewell? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming to the event today. My name remains the Lioness. I have been the anchor for this event, and I'm sure we all had a good time. Thank you very much for coming. May God bless you.
If they beseech their father, say, Atiku is the man that we love, Atiku is the man that we choose. At time to choose our leader, don't come again, no. Yeah, it's time again to choose a leader who will lead us. Better leader, no the person we go deceive us. Enough is enough for the suffer. Enough is enough for the lives that we lost in the gutter. Enough for things and agony. Enough for bad economy. Enough for all the suffering. Enough for all the happenings. Enough for insecurity. Enough for